So, all right, this is the course. Those who don't have it, let me just start from the beginning. So we're here on the internet computer. So first, you sign up first with the link we sent out if you haven't. So we come to the internet computer here. You get started. We want to go on TypeScript Smart Contract 101. This is the course we are going with, and then we go start now. Yeah, just make sure to read all the instructions and all, so you really understand what's going on. So yeah, watching these videos, reading these articles. Yeah, so now this is the tutorial. All right. So you just follow it slowly, learning what is being said here and reading so you can really understand. Then we will come to the setup part. So you can either do GitHub code spaces, or you can set up your environment locally, which is, in my opinion, the best if you want to do some other development. It's more convenient having the tools installed locally on your machine. So setting up locally, I'll follow this. I'll clone the repository. There's this boilerplate repository. So I'll just clone it. And I have it. Yeah, I now have it on my machine. I'll just open it in VS Code. Right. And then, okay, you have to install the packages npm install. Do that. So let me leave it installing. And then now installing the tools, you need to install NVM, then use NVM 20. You just follow these instructions. Yeah, it's simply follow these commands and instructions. Then you get to install GFX if you are on Mac. This is what you should follow. And then if you are on Windows or Ubuntu, Windows with WSL, you just need to install Podman. It will help out in running the server. All right. So yeah, you copy this command and run it. This is after you would have you would have installed DFX, right? Yeah, let me just confirm. Yes, that's right. Okay, so again, reading through these instructions here, they're just walking us through the files we have in the code. We have this tsconfig file we have here, and with the DFX JSON. This is the file here. Explaining, and yeah, package JSON, the packages that come with this project. And then now we are creating a canister, right? So what you just need is to follow these instructions as they are saying. So they are saying we should copy this into the index.tsx file. And then the next part, we copy this, defining the message type. So make sure you are reading everything and you really understand what's going on. So this will be the object for storing a message. This project is basically a small canister, a dApp for creating messages, CRUD for messages, creating, updating, deleting, querying, etc. Right? So maybe your messaging app will need users, so you definitely need maybe another class for users. But this is how you basically go about it, right? And then here you define this stable storage for, this is the stable variable which will store the messages as key value pairs. So each message with its unique ID and the message value and the value, right? So you need to copy that. Make sure you are reading through and really understand what's going on. And then now we're creating a server, right, which will have our HTTP endpoints where we have the add, get, post, etc. For the messages. So here we are initializing the server. So don't worry about closing these brackets. We will get there. Let's just follow the steps slowly as they are. So next step, we are now copying this part for the post messages. Right. The next part for get all messages. To get a single message by ID. Paste this. And yeah, put message to update. This will be the update function with the message ID. Then the message deletes. And yeah, now you close the server with this one. All right. Then let's just complete with this function again. It's being used in the function. So let's have it there. Awesome. So yeah, so now this is basically what your candidate should look like, should finally look like. And then you need to start your local DFX at this specific port 8000, right? This specific port 8000, where are we? Yeah. And then here there's this warning which is saying like this notice a stable battery map is a certain constraints that you need to be aware of. Specifically, once a stable binary tree map is initialized, its configuration becomes immutable. This means you cannot make changes to the aspects of the data types or key value pairs. So anyway, here they're saying as you are every moment as you are starting like your saver, you should try to start it with this clean flag, right? So what I usually like to do is to start with a clean, but at the same time in background, so that I just know like it's running there in the background. So my local DFX was already running. So yeah, you follow these steps, and then in case you are running you decided to go with code spaces, you would deploy with this command. So basically this Python. So you see it's got some scripts here to install some tools, etc. So, but for local development, we don't need this. If we set up our local environment, what we just need to do is to run this command dfx deploy. So that's dfx deploy. So if you are deploying for the first time, it might tell you like that it's downloading an image, etc., a container, or whatever, and it might take some time. So just give it time. If you run it for the first time, just give it time as it's like setting up its environment and installing some important tools. But and then once it runs for the first time, you'll be good to go. All the other times will be fast, as what just happened here. So we deployed our canister, our messaging canister. But now, since this one is running as a server, an HTTP server, if we open Candid UI, we won't see all the functions available. We'll just see these HTTP requests functions. These are the ones we will be calling. So we won't have the endpoints as function as we are used to do, like in Rust or Motoko and the other. This one works as a server. You can still have them though. You can just write some functions here as endpoints, and then once you deploy, the endpoint functions will be available there. So now we deployed. If our functions were all available here, we can now start testing in here in Candid UI, as simple as that. But now, since this is an HTTP server, the best way for us to test this, yeah, we can test from command line with these commands with curl, right? But this will be our URL. We can like test creating some messages by using these commands. Where is the command to create adding a message? Let's see if this one will work. I normally just use postman. Okay. I just need to update the canister IDs here. As you can see, my server is available at this URL, like PE2, and the one I copied, it have this canister ID, BK, whatever. So I just needed to change that and then test it out. Yeah. So the message went through, it has been added to the server. And now, let me try something. This should work. As an endpoint should, like if you access it from the browser like this, and then you do / messages. There we go. Yeah. So this is the messages we just added. So this we are calling this endpoint messages. Where is it? Messages, and then it's just returning all the messages. Let's try to create another message. We'll just copy. Sure, you guys are hard listening. Sorry for that. Let's edit the message. The second. Let's write it in caps. The second. Testing message. Yeah. And it has been generated with this UUID. So let's copy this ID. Then let's try to access a single message. Okay, let's try again this. We should see messages, 2 messages. Yeah. We can see 2 messages here. And now let's try. There we go. The second message. So here we are calling get message with the message ID. So you can see it's working like your normal HTTP server, right? Your normal REST API per se. Yeah, and you can also, if you wish, if you really want to do some further testing, you can also use Postman, right? You can also use Postman. Okay. Yeah, I just need to update the ID. Paste it, then I call. There we go. No, this is, I just created a new message. I want to get all messages. All right. So I should have 3 messages now. There we go. 3 messages we have. And yeah, you can go ahead and do the delete, the update function. So it's as straightforward and simple as that. So you need to go through this and make sure you have this running on your computer and you test out this function. And then after that, like you did this, everything is running well, you are confident, like you got how it's working. You face some errors, you come around, we help you out. And then once you're done, you can now go ahead and take on the challenge now. So this challenge is for you to create a unique canister. So we have this basic CRUD canister for messages. Now your challenge is for you to create your own implementation from your head. Think of an idea you might want to implement. Yeah, it doesn't have to be very complex, just something unique, something not this, something of your own, right? And then following these examples, this example, you create your unique canister and know why you created it, and then you write a write-up describing what your canister is doing, what your project is doing, and you should create a GitHub repository for the project. And then once you have the repository, the code for your unique canister should be in that repository, and then you paste here and you submit. Then, yeah, after a few weeks, you will, if you pass according to the standards, you will receive a certificate. You receive a reward around ICP and a certificate, right, of completion. So yeah, that will be it. And then for some inspiration, as we mentioned yesterday in the yesterday session, you can have a look on submissions here and see like the submissions from previous students, like this was submitted yesterday. You can have a look, you can open this and get the code, and you can actually see what this person did. Yeah, they were creating this app with admins, volunteers, whatever was happening here. Yeah, so look around, read some feedbacks. This one doesn't have a feedback yet, but let's try to find one with the feedback. Yeah, like this one. Yeah, you can look at these feedbacks and understand how you can improve your own implementation. And also looking at these examples, there are also rewards for giving feedback on someone. If you like go through this code and this person's code and like really understand what's going on, and you want to give some feedback, yeah, you can also get some rewards for that. So anyway, at this stage, you are mostly just learning, maybe some other time. But here, just use these submissions to kind of inspire yourself and see how others are doing it. Yeah, your unique canister won't be much of a big challenge. And any problem you also face, like tomorrow, we'll do our session. Will be only focused on helping the problems you might be having and going through this tutorial, like be it installing the tools, having some problem deploying, and what's not. That's what we'll be focusing on tomorrow. Are there questions at this point? Okay. Looks like there are no questions. So yeah, as we went through this, the remaining time for this session, you can actually use it to actually get started on this, and not like just push it for tomorrow. You can actually just get started on this right now, and tomorrow in our mentorship session, if you have problems, we'll help you fix them out. So yeah, let's get started, guys. Go to the group. There's a Azle-Typescript course channel there. You will see like the yesterday's session and also the link to the Dacade course, and yeah, get started. You can also send some messages in the group if you're having any challenges. So that's it for today's session.